So next we're going to be talking about gestures, which we hinted about already with language facilitation strategies, and this is going to be really similar, so we'll do just kind of a quick review of it. It's similar to the language facilitation strategy, helps keep the child engaged, helps make ideas clear, draws attention, but it also is going to help the child learn how to use gestures when they're telling stories, which is really important because we mentioned in that lecture in the first week, like gestures can help make a child more understandable if they have low language. I keep saying understandable, I mean intelligible. But it also, that way when a child is telling a story, like not just saying, oh, I got pushed, or oh, I want milk, if they're actually like, I went to the zoo yesterday, I saw a lion, it roared and it scared me. By using the gestures, they can tell you like, oh, last week, like I went and I saw a lion, it was giant, and it roared at me and I was scared, you know? And so they're using those gestures to help their peers and their language conversational partner understand what they're saying and make their stories more interesting. And then also it makes it clear when you want an answer from a child. So you can use this when asking questions, introducing new words and concepts, talking about an important aspect of the book, directional words, and help with understanding and acting out parts of the story. So let's just kind of walk through these a little bit. If you're asking a question, big hands always. My friends who have worked at Disney always call this like character arms, right? So always just pretend like you're in a Mickey Mouse costume and you're like, where's the bathroom? It's over there, right? So if you're asking a question, always big, to make it clear that you want something from them. When you're introducing new words and concepts, make sure you're pointing to the picture. This is Martin Luther King Jr. This is a zoo, and look at all these animals. There's a lion, an elephant, and a zebra, and you're going to be pointing at each of them really big so that the child is able to understand what you're talking about and what the new word and concept is. You can also do it when talking about an important aspect of the book. So let's say it's a character's digging for treasure, right? So the character goes far away and then they see a treasure. They start digging, dig for treasure, right? So it just adds to the story and makes it feel more like a TV show almost, right? Instead of just like reading the words on the book, they can see the pictures, they can see what you're doing, they can hear what you're saying, and all of that stimulation is going to be so beneficial for their language learning. For directional words, gestures are essential. At this point in life, preschoolers are starting to learn directional words. So by adding that extra input, it's really going to help that development. So pointing up, down, all around. Oh, they were beside me. They were behind me. They were in front of me. Or we can't go over it. We can't go under it. For the bear hunt book. And then we've said before that students with low receptive language, low understanding of language, will really benefit from the additional gestures so they can help understand the story better. Again, yes, big open hands when asking a question. Make sure you're also like gesturing towards the students and out to the sides, like not just in your little circle, because it'll make it more 3D, which is more interesting. And then I'm not sure what I meant with this point. I think there's a typo here, but circling, or pointing with your finger for showing what you want them to see. I just didn't finish that sentence. I apologize. So if you're holding the book and you want them to see a castle, look at the castle. Wow, that's a big castle, right? So it's just like we talked about with the zoo, pointing at each of the animals, circling the castle. It just draws their attention to what you want them to see. And then one of the most effective ways for creating a surprise or before you ask a question is to turn the book around, face it towards you. So I'll use my planner. So say I'm reading the book to you guys. I have this book here, and I'm saying, oh, Sarah walks through the door, and then, oh my goodness, what do you think Sarah saw, right? So you're using the gesture of hiding the book to, first of all, make them more interested in what's about to happen and keep them engaged. But also, it creates a pause in what's happening. And so it can grab their attention more if they are distracted or stopped paying attention. And it opens up the door to participation. So they want to know what happens next. They're going to raise their hand and be like, there was a monster behind the door. Or maybe one of them will raise their hand and say, one time I walked through a door and it was my house. And you'll say, wow, that's really cool. And then you will move on to the next comment.